Go.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday evening, and welcome back to another episode of the Poor Decisions podcast. I'm your host for the night, Shaq or Shaqus, whatever you want to call me, and I'm joined, of course, by my wonderful co-host, Truth 55 himself,
I like chicken.
and Senior Jet Kamikaze.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Thanks for joining us, guys. This is episode 15. We have a couple topics to go over with you guys tonight, but first off, of course, as always, what are y'all sipping on tonight?
Chris, you can go first.
So tonight I had a burrito. So with a burrito, I've been drinking Corona Extra, and I'm gonna finally finish that bottle of tequila that I've been babysitting for so long.
Shout out to that bottle of tequila for winning the war.
But I'm gonna end up getting more alcohol this weekend because I have a Lord Barry coming to visit. So
Ooh.
gonna read up on some drink.
Oh, Barry's lined up there?
Yeah, man. It's
About to,
war week.
about to get the drop on that boy.
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
down. I'm down to fade him if y'all are.
Just send me the address, bro.
Okay, bro.
And don't tell him I'm coming.
I
Catch that
told
boy
you y'all
lacking.
could come through if y'all want to slide, bro.
Well, you might have to
I'll be,
wait
I'll
for
be,
me.
I'll be. Yeah, I just got back home like 2 days ago. I'm trying to be home for a while.
I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah. For me, I am drinking an Apothic Red. Cause that's the only wine I have besides the Inferno, and I don't feel like drinking that yet. So at some point, I'm probably gonna switch to White Claws, cause that's what we have at the house.
Hey,
Fun. I myself am just drinking some mango. What did I say? Mango lemonade from Publix.
Hmm.
Best store on planet Earth, and that's all I got.
Oh,
my man got that.
did you guys get the chicken tender sub? It was on sale for the first time in like half a year.
Nah, I actually haven't eaten a chicken tender sub from Publix in probably about half a year, if not more.
Oh,
I don't know.
so since the last time.
Like,
I was like, they just
nah,
not
it's probably been longer than that. It's too much.
It's a lot, bro. And
I
I was
can't.
sad that it just now did it because I was thinking about that sub like weeks ago.
Mm.
Now I done like made sandwiches, made my own subs and stuff, and now I'm like, dang, bro, I gotta get the appetite back for that thing. But it's about to be off sale pretty soon.
Bro, well, it's off sale today. Yesterday was the last
Oh,
day. It's always switches on
Tuesday.
Wednesdays. Yep.
Oh, oh, I forgot what today was. It's
Hmm.
Wednesday, huh?
Struggle bus. But
It's Friday.
yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm just drinking some wine, being a little bougie. We're celebrating. Sammy passed her test, so you know, gotta celebrate and stuff.
nice.
It's a start. Um, you guys want to get into some music first? I
Sure.
guess that's a good place to start. So we've had, I guess, two major releases over the last like 2 weeks or so. Kanye West's Donda album and Drake's Certified Lover Boy album dropped a week apart. Kanye dropped first, and then Drake dropped just this past weekend. So what do you guys think, or have you listened to it even?
So I listened to both of them. Um, I think so. Me and Sammy listened to we listened to all of CLB probably, I don't know, a week ago, and then I just finished listening to Donda like earlier today, and I don't know, like so like I'm probably not the best person to talk about this because to me, like I listened to both of them, and in my first like reaction was I'd rather be listening to like the re-releases of like all of Crit's stuff. So But I mean, there are some bangers on there on both of them. But as a whole, like I think Sammy said it best is like as like overall like listening like can listen to Drake's album like pretty easily. But like she enjoys songs more on the Donda album than she does on Drake's. But overall, I think Drake had a more solid album to like if you just want to listen to one album. So
All right, Chris, what you think?
Yeah, yeah. Overall, I did like the Drake album better. A lot of people said that Donna was trash, and you know some people even said the Drake album was trash.
People are always gonna say that Drake or Kanye West
Yeah,
album are trash. It's just
yeah. And I'm like,
nature of the beast.
and also, people always try and say, well, I'm gonna listen to the Kanye album because it's Kanye, and he trying to do this, and this. I'm like, well, as people grow older, bro, you can't replicate what you used to be. You know, it's gonna come out somewhere different. So basically, just you can't really compare him to how he used to be. He's in a completely different like mindset, state of life, now. So his music is gonna be, at a different level, a different kind of standard. You feel me?
Yeah,
But
I don't know. I enjoyed them both. I mean, so I'm obviously a big Kanye and big Drake fan. No real preference one or the other. I just like them both. I kind of agree with Sammy, where I think the Drake album is easier to just like put on and listen to without like skipping anything. Where the Kanye album, I think it was like 27 songs. I want to say I deleted about like 10 of them after listening a couple times.
well
But I
also
think once I got it down to that like 17, I think I have now. Um,
it's easier to listen to.
yeah, and I don't know. I like the Donda album. Once, like I said, once I did those things, I think it's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
The Drake one, I don't know if I've lived with enough yet because I haven't even removed any songs yet, and I'm probably going to be removing a couple. One of which I
yeah,
know you'll probably disagree with me on.
Way too sexy.
My
Go ahead, say it.
yeah, yeah, that song isn't it, bro.
Bro, okay,
That song
so
is not it.
let me say this. Way Too Sexy is a bad song. It's a really bad song.
It's not even that it's like such a
How,
bad song. I
how
think my biggest thing is like I know what those three guys can make like musically. So to
bro, no,
like
it's okay. You can call it a bad song. It's fine. Trust
no,
me.
but it's not even that because like I can like it's a song I could definitely tell like if we go downtown Orlando that's just gonna be playing somewhere and it's gonna like make me bob my head just because like the beat's good and it's Future saying I'm too sexy repeatedly like it's fine but
Bro,
like
and that's
just
my point though. Like it's a great drunk song cuz I literally the first time I heard the song, I literally said I was like, "Bro, I hate this song." And then the beat dropped and I was like, "Okay, never mind. Never mind. This song is still bad, but drunk me will like it."
yeah
And that's essentially what you're saying right now. It's just like it's not about it's not about how good it is like when you're sober. That song is literally meant for drunk people because sober is horrible.
yeah and
Which
so
is
like that was my big issue with that song though is just like I know the kind of music those three guys can make together so like hearing that I was just like yeah bro this ain't it you know what I mean.
bro, because it's
It's like I guess it's
trash.
just judging against like their own potential. So yeah, I don't love that song, so that's probably getting removed. Um, there's a couple others. I think my biggest thing with the Drake album though, and it was kind of my biggest issue with Scorpion as well, is it didn't feel like a Drake album. Like it doesn't have that like early Drake album feel where like his albums were very cohesive. Like I don't know, like you could listen front to back. Not that there was a theme, but like it felt like there was continuity. This similar to Scorpion just felt like a like compilation of music, if that makes sense. Which isn't a terrible thing. Like there's some good songs, but that's just kind of where it's at for me. So
so I was gonna say um I've had this conversation with other few artists that I've known through the years. So when you see like inconsistency with someone's music like that, you have to legit wonder where his music's coming from.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like basically, sometimes, well, a lot of artists don't all write all their songs.
No. So it sounds like Drake. Like every song sounds like a Drake song. Like I could point
True.
to a song on Certified Lover Boy, like pretty much any song, and I can point to another Drake song that sounds almost exactly like it. It's not that. It's that the project as a whole. Like if you go and listen to Nothing Was the Same, or you go and listen to Take Care, you listen to those top to bottom, you can tell. Like I don't know how to explain it in words, but like you can just tell like that's an album. Like this was made to be listened to.
It's more cohesive.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like Certified Lover Boy, I feel like I could just put it on shuffle and listen to any song, and it wouldn't make a difference what order I listen to it in. Does that kind of make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. It's not that it doesn't sound like Drake. Like it sounds like Drake. It's just it's not as cohesive as other Drake projects. And that was kind of the same way I felt about Scorpion. And I feel like since like he made More Life, he's just been kind of like, let's make this music, put it together, and call it an album. Nothing wrong with it.
I mean,
it's just not what I expect from
So, but the thing with Drake is he's either trying to do one or two things. He's trying to make an emotional song, or he's trying to make a top hit banger. Like those are the only two things he really cares about at this point.
I strongly disagree with that, but that's okay. Very strongly disagree with that. There's a lot of different songs he makes. Like when you say emotional song, you mean like a singing song, like singing to girls?
So like right now, I feel like Drake has one thing he's trying to do. Like he's trying to say he's trying to prove that he is currently the best in the game. And the way he does that, at least from how I see it, is that he's like, well, if I keep making number one after number one after number one after number one, then nobody can tell me shit. And then also, but I also want to put on, I don't want people to think that I ain't changed. So I'm going to put out this emotional shit that makes it sound like I'm still the same person that I always been. But at the same time, I still got to let niggas know, I come with heat. And I'm just like, it's not about, there's not a cohesion with what he's trying to do anymore. It used to be, I'm just trying to be the best person that I am and shit on people like as a result. And now it seems like he's trying to prove to everybody else that he is the best in the game, but also make it seem like he's not about to that he's not changing who he is, which I think he's trying to mask, and it's one of those things that I don't know and that's why I feel like there wasn't a lot of cohesion in this, because he was essentially trying to do two things at once, and that's why you get Way Too Sexy and then half of the rest of the album. I honestly can't tell you what the half of the album is because I tuned out after it.
Yeah, bro, it's legit. Like I was saying, like
I kind of have.
When you write and you're trying to come up and make it, you're gonna write a lot different, and like the craft is a lot different from trying to make it to making it, and then to being at the top.
Yeah, but like I still think it sounds like him. So like I half agree with Avery, where I think Drake has always been a single artist, and like that's not to say he's not an album artist too, but he's always been single driven. I think. You look at anything he's done, he's always had like a big single from like his onset. I do agree with you that I think on the project side, what we used to see is he cared more about the art and just being him, and now he is throwing in these songs where he wants the hits, like he's throwing in the Too Sexy, or on Scorpion he's throwing in the Mob Ties, which I love that song.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really fit on a Drake project, so I kind of agree with you in that sense. I do.
Yeah, so like that, and that's kind of just how I see it. Like I don't want to like, I still think like it's a fairly decent album. Like you can literally like I agree with what you said, and it's like literally if you put that shit on shuffle and you just listen to songs, you're like, yeah, makes sense. and like it didn't like I didn't like. There's probably only about like 2 or 3 songs I was like, all right, skip. But like both songs I listened to while I was like doing other things, and like
Yeah.
my biggest thing is like if I notice a song, it's either for one or two reasons. Either it's ass, and I'm like, why am I listening to it? Or B, I'm like, okay, I kind of like this. But if I can just like if it hits background music and I'm just like listening to it like while I'm going through the process of doing whatever I'm doing, I'm just like, all right, it's a fine song. And I feel like I had more of those. All right, it's a fine song with Drake than I did with Kanye.
Kanye.
Also, the biggest problem with Kanye's was the fact that he had like 3 songs that were part 1, part 2. Is like, dog, just make it a 7-minute song. Like, fuck.
Yeah. What I did was I picked the one I liked and I got rid of the rest.
Yeah, that's essentially what like Sammy was like. Okay. Like I literally had to go back and listen to both of them, and I was like, nah, number two, fuck number one.
I think the thing is though, like, and you can look at it as a positive and negative. I think in the time that we are with like the streaming era, where you don't have to like package something as a disc and sell it to someone physically.
True.
Like it's just an app on their phone. You can just put out whatever you want, and that's why we have such long albums. And that's also why Kanye can just be like, oh well, I'm just put out part 1 with Jay-Z and part 2 with DaBaby, or part 2 with Shensi and things like that. And it doesn't matter that much just because it's like, well, it's not changing much. You know what I mean? Like it's just somebody uploading a file.
Incorrect. Part 2 with Shensi was fire.
No, I didn't say any of the part 2s were bad. I actually prefer all the part 2s to the part 1s.
I think so too.
Even the baby one, which people have disagreed with me with,
the baby actually kind of went on that shit. I can't even lie. Like
I liked his verse. And
he's still a horrible person, but
yeah,
that shit kind of went in.
Jay-Z mailed his verse in, so
bro. So I'm not
cool.
So is it just me, or did Jay-Z's verse on both of them were just kind of bad? Like the one on Kanye's wasn't like bad, but like it wasn't good.
It was worse than the one on Drake's. He didn't say anything. Nah, he go back and listen to this too. Like he at least went on the Drake album and had something to say. Like he was talking to someone. I feel like if you notice on Kanye's album, like all the like features like kind of got vulnerable and personal, except for Jay-Z. And then Jay-Z went on Drake's album and got a little personal. And I feel like he did what he should have did on Kanye's album on Drake's. Neither of them were good. And it doesn't really surprise me because I feel like Jay-Z's never going to give Drake effort for whatever reason. Like he gave him Pound Cake and he gave him this. He's just never going to put crazy effort in on a Drake project. It is what it is. And with Kanye, I feel like a lot of times Kanye just texted Jay-Z and was like, yo,
help.
Just put some, just give me something. And Jay-Z walked to his closet, recorded something for like 2 seconds, and then just sent it to him.
Yeah. True.
I did feel like that's what happened. And so it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's crazy that we're talking about 2 projects, both that have Jay-Z verses, and we're just kind of like, yeah, Jay-Z was on it. All right, let's move on, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. But I don't know, like still in my personal opinion, like I don't know, like I listened to both of them and I'm still just like, yeah. The best thing that came out in like the last 3 was literally the re-releases of Crit. Like I will literally listen to that like now if I could.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, the Kanye and Drake are going to do the numbers that they're going to do. I think both albums at the end of the day are solid.
I mean, Kanye was number 1 for a little bit. I don't know. I don't know the current record sales for
Drake's gonna I mean Kanye did like 350 or something. Drake's gonna destroy that just because he's Drake. I mean Drake could have put out a Barney album or like a Looney Tunes album, and
if it had Future on it, I would at least give it a listen.
Yeah, I mean Drake is gonna do like 500 just waking up, so it's not really
fair.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even. You can't consider the numbers when it comes to those guys because the numbers are going to be like you get to a certain level, like Drake, Kanye, Taylor Swift, like those people, they're going to get their numbers no matter what they put out. So it doesn't even matter to me. You know what I mean? So. So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, both were cool. I got to live with the Drake one a little bit more because we were on vacation and
Yeah.
I had to cater to a bunch of people playing music around the cabin, so I couldn't play it like nonstop to get a really good feel for it. So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna live with it this week.
I was about to say, Aaron don't even. Does Aaron
She'll
even
listen
like
to
Drake?
she'll listen to no, she'll listen to she likes Drake's songs like his hype songs. Like she
Yeah,
likes
she likes the top
she
five
likes like
Drake.
yeah, like she likes Mob Ties and what's the other one that was on Scorpion right before Mob Ties? Oh,
The one with
nonstop.
Lil Baby.
Nah, nonstop.
Oh, okay.
She likes stuff like that. She doesn't like Kanye at all because she's a big Taylor Swift fan, so she's like anti-Kanye, like very anti-Kanye.
I would assume you're a fucking Drake fan or Taylor Swift fan with as many times you asked me to play fucking Taylor Swift.
Nah, I actually only like one Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know
I'm
it.
not a Taylor Swift song fan. I just say that to know you. I don't actually listen to Taylor Swift.
No. I like 2 Taylor Swift songs. No, one. You're right.
I don't like. She makes good music. She's talented. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't really care.
But I'm also not a 15-year-old girl, so
True.
that's
True.
respectable.
But yeah, so whatever.
Yeah.
Big Crit all day. Also,
I
if
gotta
you haven't seen Big Crit in concert, you should go see Big Crit in concert. It's probably one of the best experiences you'll ever have.
I kind of saw him with you, not a full concert, but he was.
Mm-hmm. A Rolling Loud.
He was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need to go to another music festival. Sorry, and then completely off track. But
I wanted to do that. What happens in Vegas joint, but I'm gonna need COVID to like relax for at least like a year before.
Bro, I want to do something in the water still.
Virginia, right?
Yeah. I feel like that should go crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's Pharrell. You can't go wrong with the music festival curated by Pharrell.
True. And Badu and Jay-Z both said they're down, I think. At least the last time I checked. But yeah.
But, what else do we have for music? Any more music?
Check out Big Crit's re-releases. That's all I got.
All right, so moving on to sports. Last week, there was a very highly touted high school football game on ESPN.
Oh Lord!
It was between IMG Academy, which we all know is just like a factory, and Bishop Sycamore. Allegedly a big name high school where students are getting D1 offers.
Bro, big quote allegedly.
Yeah, getting D1 offers. So they had a game. It was like a week and a half ago or so.
Yeah.
Bishop Sycamore lost 58-0 to IMG Academy. And during the game, the commentators kept trying to pull up stats and things like that for the Bishop Sycamore players. They couldn't find anything on the players. Some of the players weren't even like on the roster, but were like out on the field. And after investigation after the game, basically they found out that Bishop Sycamore doesn't actually exist. And the players were a bunch of basically like JUCO dropouts that were pretending to be high schoolers. I think they ranged in age from like 22 up to like 30. And then boys went on the field and got cleaned up. 35?
I think so.
That's even worse. That's even worse. They had Tori out there on the field losing.
Limbo was trying to live his dream. Him and Barry were just out there like, yo, you get left side, I got a strong side.
That's crazy. Yeah, so basically it was grown men out there paying taxes, losing to high schoolers who have to ask their moms for rides to practice, which is insane.
Sheesh.
So I don't even know what to think of this story. Like I don't even understand. Like my first question was like, why? Like, what is being part of this team do for you?
So,
Oh,
go ahead.
and mind you, before they got on ESPN, this was their third game in like a week, so they had already played 2 games and somehow got a game on ESPN without actually having a school.
Oh my god, that shit's so bad. So also you forgot to tell them how the coach had a fucking a warrant for his arrest. Yeah, an active warrant for his arrest at the time of when that game debuted.
Yeah, bro. Just, like, can someone just explain to me what the purpose of? Like, you're a 35-year-old on this team. Like, what is your plan? What's your goal? Like, you just wanted to play football so bad, or you like thought you were somehow gonna make the league at 35?
Bruh, so here's the thing that's like my biggest question is like, dog, do y'all not play intramurals? Like, do y'all just not have intramurals at like whatever city you like live in? Like, there's like 5 different leagues here that I could go into tomorrow, and there's even like, you know, a 35 and up, a 40 and up. Like, bro, like, there's a reason why they have these like age rates. Like, you ain't like, why are you even there? That's bro. The best way I could say this is like, there's a time me and Tori were playing Destiny, and we were bringing Adam
Why you gotta
along.
bring that game up, bro? Why you gotta bring that game up, bro?
Bro, let
Why
me
you
just,
gotta bring that game up, bro?
bro, let me
Why you gotta mention that in here, man?
let me just,
I was gonna say, bro, I'm gonna end the story there because I don't want to talk about Tori and Destiny, bro.
wait a second. This had nothing to do with Tori in any way, shape, or form. He was actually being a wholesome human being that day. And you know, if I'm saying this, it has to be true.
Go ahead with your little story then, bro.
So we just there chilling, and then Adam comes and he's like, "Yo, I'm trying to get up to y'all boys in terms of level. We take him on a thing because we could carry him. He runs ball deeps first into some fucking spawns that were all 15 levels higher than him, and all you hear is Tori say is like, Adam, you do not belong there. That's how all of them old ass men literally felt that day. Y'all did not belong there. Y'all should have not have been there. Y'all should have been back home worrying about your kids and your fucking next shift, not out here again ran laps around by these 16-year-olds.
Bro, I just want to know why.
Bro, people are stupid.
What was this 35-year-old trying to do?
That shit actually was funny on Twitter though.
And like they interviewed some of the students, or like the student athletes, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
And they were saying how like when they were recruited, that the school quote unquote had plans. They sent them like a pamphlet like with pictures of the school, sent them like books and stuff. And I was like, so at no point when y'all like didn't have to attend class, y'all ain't start asking questions?
Yeah, so like actually my bigger question is, how the fuck did ESPN not vet this school? Like,
Bro, some intern just put that shit on TV because they said IMG Academy.
Bro, and the intern instantly got fired.
I'm pretty sure they literally just assume like IMG is playing this place, they have to be legit. Like I'm 100% sure that's what.
Well, but the thing is, like, IMG doesn't have to like do all of the like, hey, this school challenged us, free win, bet. Like, I don't think they even give a shit. Like, they probably like, yo, anybody and anyone can come and get it. Like, I really don't think they care. Like, they've been like, what, a top 3 school in the nation for like the last like, what, I think it was like 4 or 5 years is what they said. So like, what do they care about padding their stats?
It's not about them padding stats. I don't know how they ended up even
Bro,
with the game against Titans.
58-0.
Crazier.
Them boys padded their stats.
No,
Them
I'm
boys
saying
made a
no,
highlight
No.
reel.
I'm not saying that. I just don't know if they
He's
took
saying
the game. I don't know if they took the game as a stat padding game because like I said, this is only their third game and they played their first two games the same week, so it's not like they just picked up a random game. Like that game was scheduled ahead of time.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking
I
about
just don't know.
I'm
I don't know
talking
how
about
they
the
got
high
it.
school.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's not stat pad. I'm gonna run it up on you. I'm supposed to take it easy because you trash.
No,
That's not my
no,
business.
yeah, they're padding their stats. They trying to make
That's,
themselves look good.
no, they were playing. I don't know if I call that stat padding.
No, I'm
To
saying, but
me,
so you're telling me that a no name school came up to them and was like, yeah, we want to play y'all, like,
well,
and you be like, and you're like, I'm like, all right, cool, I never heard of y'all before.
it would
That's a free
happen.
win.
I see. Oh, okay. So you're just saying they took the game because they thought they could win. Well, yeah, because they'd never heard of the school before, and it's
Right,
not
and
good.
that's my whole point. I was like, they were padding their stats because they were just like, shit. I don't like they didn't do the research on who Bishop, whatever the fuck they're called, Bishop Sycamore.
Nah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's put some respect on my school's name, bro.
Oh yeah, shit. My bad, dog. I forgot you a first generation graduate from there. My bad. But yeah, so they probably just saw an email from Bishop Sycamore and was like, "Yo, um, we trying to play y'all. We get this on ESPN. Blah blah blah." I was like, "Bro, this is a free game for us." Like that's all they saw. Like they weren't about to do no more research besides that. I was like, "You ever heard of them? Nah. Have they ever been in any type of division or conference or anything final in the last like X amount of years? No. Cool. Free win. Not even gonna look at that shit no more."
Yeah.
So like, it's one of those things. Just like for them, it's just like, all right, free win. Like we about to get all our kids in the NFL. Like that's how they saw it. So it's on. So to me, it's on ESPN more to
No, I wasn't saying it's more on IMG Academy. I'm just telling you. I think what happened was ESPN just assumed like, well, this is IMG Academy. Like they're only gonna be playing, like reputable schools. So they just assumed that IMG did the footwork, and then they were just like, all right, well, I'm gonna just put IMG Academy on TV. I'm not saying it's not on ESPN. I'm just explaining what I think probably happened at ESPN.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's still more. It's still on the same way you say it's on PJ. I'm saying it's on ESPN. That's all I
No,
gotta say.
no, I agree. I 100%
God
agree. It's
damn
on.
it!
It is on PJ Tucker though. I'm gonna say
No, fuck
that
you.
real quick while we're talking sports, bro.
Bruh,
Hoes been
hey,
hoes since the beginning of time, bro. They've been trying
bruh.
to finesse people out their money from the beginning of time. He's not new.
Some guys just love hoes, bro.
Bro, and he's now with another one. I actually know it. I can't say he's with another one. It's A, allegedly.
I
B,
don't know that lady.
I was gonna say B. I actually do not know who it is or like what she about, so I cannot say anything of the sort. I hope she is a nice human being, but also if that nigga gets caught up again, I'm sorry. That bro, that's on you.
The
You
first one
dumb
was on him
dumb.
too. He's dumb for the first one too. No,
I,
listen.
anyways,
He's a young kid making millions. It since the beginning of time, it has been I'm gonna try and finesse this person out of their money. Since the beginning of time, it's nothing new. And like, here's my thing, right? Is all these athletes, all these celebrities, they date the same 20 girls. Like, fam, just go to your Publix and meet a girl and date her, bro. You don't have to like hop in the DMs of your teammate's ex girlfriend.
not the Publix. Wait, do
Like,
they have
fam,
Publix in Louisiana?
Piggly Wigglies. I don't care where he goes. Just like
Bruh, right now they
stop
need
dating
Sycamore
the same
stores,
girls, bro. Like it's so that's not weird to y'all. Like
Bro, that no, like
literally think of like every honestly, think of
Look,
every like big name celebrity besides the ones that are married, of course. Like they all date the same people.
okay,
Like I just
look,
saw
like,
today that Diddy is like making out with Bow Wow's ex like baby mom. I'm like, fam,
bro, Diddy dated his fucking kid's
kid's
ex.
ex girlfriend. Yeah, that's just
bruh,
weird.
yeah,
That's
Like
fucking
yeah.
it's
that's
so
corny as
weird,
shit,
bro.
bro.
Like
I'm sorry. That like never in my life.
Like, there's so many girls on this planet. I don't get why these people date the same girls. So I'm just like,
Bruh, it's the small. It's like when you get in a certain community, bro. That's what you surround yourself with. So that's what you're gonna be about. Like it's like the people that you see or talk about that either move back home, make their life back at the place where they grew up in. They're gonna end up around the same exact people, and those people are gonna be with, whoever was down the line.
So
It's the same type of thing, man.
I agree. I partially agree with that, cause like I know, cause like even at UF, like the black community was always like small, so like everybody low key knew everybody, even if you didn't actually know them.
Avery, these
Yeah.
people have jets, bro. They can fly wherever they want.
Bro,
Same UF.
that doesn't mean wait. But can I finish at least? But like
Yeah.
at the same time, it's just like you'd always hear about X and Y hooking up, and it's like wait, didn't X and Y like X just hook up with B yesterday? Like so like that like it can be a very small world in certain situations, and I can understand that. However, after a certain point, you kind of just gotta understand. It's like, bro, you can't just keep everybody fucking with the same person. Like Twan in himself is a click fucking killer. Like motherfucker just said, you know what? Everybody in
So
in this friend group.
we're also talking about a college campus with what 30,000 people
True.
versus a whole at minimum a country because like all these athletes travel around the country like around the year. Like they are exposed to significantly more women. So to me, for them to always end up dating the same like 15 people is wild. But I mean, like I don't know the lifestyle. So, but anyway, it was PJ's fault. I don't feel bad for him. He'll be all right paying her $200K a month because he's gonna make it back anyway. So,
Bro, he is not about to pay her 200K a month. That's fucking preposterous.
that's what he's paying her temporarily, at least until they come to like an official settlement. So that's so yeah. So that's typically how that works. Is like when they start proceedings, he has to pay something until they like come to like a finalized number. So at least for now, he's paying that. So hey, bro, be careful who you nutting, man. I don't know what to tell you. Especially if you have money, like you should be extra careful.
Bro, even if you don't have
Honestly,
money,
honestly,
actually,
honestly, if I had that much money, I'd get a vasectomy and like just save some of my sperm, freeze it.
that's weird, but sure.
Hey, gotta be safe out here, bro.
Right. Right. Never mind. But anyways, next topic.
What? I think no. Anyway, wrap it up. All right. Um, let's move on to Jeopardy before we go into nastiness. So obviously we know that Jeopardy is kind of hostless at the moment, so they've kind of been rotating celebrity hosts, and I'm gonna kind of like toss this one over to you guys because I don't know who the candidates are, but I guess who do you guys think should be the perma host or permanent host for Jeopardy?
Well, okay, so they've been doing I don't remember everybody. I can actually pull it up. But yeah, they've been doing like a
All I
rotating
know is
cast.
Aaron Rodgers is on that thing.
Um, yeah, so ever since Alex Trebek, uh, timely death. Yeah. Um, they've been going through and doing rotations of hosts. One of the people that they've been saying would be a very good replacement was Phil Lamar, who was the host of Reading Rainbow. They've had other people be the host as well, and then the last host was the actual CEO slash director of um, Jeopardy, which he was there for 3 weeks after he nominated himself, essentially. And then they found out that he would make sexist and semi racist comments. So them boys added him quick, and also took him like out of the program completely. So, there have been debates on who should be it. A lot of people are saying Phil Lamar. The other person that is whose name is being thrown around a lot is Matthew Patrick from Game Theory, because he actually made a Game Theory, Film Theory, whatever, under his brand on YouTube. He made a video saying why someone who is a YouTube host or who has YouTube experience should be the new host of Jeopardy, because Jeopardy has always been something that has been semi-current eventish. Like, yeah, there's like knowledge that you just have to have. But yeah, it's always, you want to appeal to not only a base of like like older viewers, because that's like the majority, but you also want to appeal to newer viewers so that like they become interested in it. So MatPat was arguing that the best person to do that would be somebody who is in current events, i.e., himself, because he has hosted other shows before. Also, he is current with most things because of his YouTube channel, and he can still talk about educational stuff that older people would like, because his YouTube is generated for all of ages. So, it's kind of like a split right now. I think people are kind of like either A, Phil Lamar, because Reading Rainbow was tight, or people saying, yo, MatPat should do it because MatPat's tight. I personally am okay with either one. I would be interested.
Yeah, I love LeVar Burton. So that's where I am.
Yeah, that person. Because I said Phil Lamar, which is the voice actor for what's his name? Shit. Samurai Jack. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You funny, bro.
Bro, you could have corrected me like an hour ago. You just gonna let me say it. You're just gonna let me say Phil Lamar. I was like, bro, why is fucking Hermes from Futurama trying to be the next host of Jeopardy?
Bro, I'm sitting here, I'm letting you go, bro. You be on a tangent, bro. I'm just letting you go.
No, you can
I'll read Rainbow. His name's LeVar Burton. So yes, guys, you ain't gotta kill him now.
Bro, alright, well, you know what? Comments, I'm sorry.
Honestly, I don't dislike them like rotating hosts for a while.
That's a good one too.
Like I wouldn't mind them doing like a monthly host. Just because like I don't think anyone's gonna replace Alex Trebek.
I mean, you can't.
I think I would be okay with them letting it breathe, honestly, for even like 2 years until they and like we get a good idea of like, okay, we've seen these people rotate through, like who do we really like type of thing. Maybe 2 years. I think maybe that's too long, but at least it's like a couple more months, to a year. I'd be fine with that. Or if they just decide to continue like doing that, but I wouldn't mind that either.
Well, so I mean, they've been doing this for like what, 2 months now? Where
probably even more than that.
So like, I feel like you kind of like have an idea of like who you want to be. Like, granted, the whole like CEO saying I'ma do it because fuck y'all. That's one thing. I'm just like, bro, that it don't work like that. I mean, apparently it did for 3 weeks until racist, sexist comments came out on him. Which, bro, like, think of what would happen if it didn't. Like, he was just kind of a douche to begin with. But never mind. Anyways, yeah. So like I don't know. Like to me, I feel like they should just leave it. Like they should just do like a community poll, like the same way that everything's done at this point. Like just figure out who has the biggest do the big. So here's the thing: do something like a poll, and whoever the top 5 people are, have them do like a month each, and at the end of like that time period, do a second do a second poll, and then just whoever is the highest, have that be the permanent host.
That's fair. I wouldn't mind that.
I feel like, because like at least that way, like that's gonna give you the highest viewer rating, at least in my opinion. But you can do the poll in multiple like ways. Like you can do it as like just vote whoever you want to be, or you could do it on like a numerical value where it's like, who do you want as number 1? Who do you want as who's your favorite option? Who's your second favorite option? And then like do a weighted poll from that. And I think you could do a weight. Oh, so do a value set as your first poll to get entrance, and whoever the top 5 are, do them for each person for a month. Then do a weighted poll for the second one to say, I want who's my favorite, who's my second, who's my third favorite, who's my fourth favorite, who's my fifth favorite, and that way you get like a better sense of idea of a weighted value of who actually people will tune into.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm down with that.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Alright. Any other opinions on Jeopardy?
Not currently. I hate you, Chris, for not correcting me. Okay.
I was gonna say, y'all remember Phil Lamar for Jeopardy. I know he's not on the ballot, but he should be a good one.
Honestly, I feel like Phil Mark would be a good person to do it, but also fuck you, Chris.
My man gonna have Green Lantern up there, y'all.
Bro, Green Lantern's tight. You don't like Jon Stewart?
Hey, he's the best one.
True.
And Shaq can't say shit about that, so.
Shaq can. He probably will make an argument for somebody else, but we're not gonna listen to it.
What? I genuinely don't have an opinion, to be honest with you, so I'm not gonna make an argument for it.
Wait, about Jon Stewart or?
Yeah. That's
good. Black power. JK. We did.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on from Jeopardy. Did you guys see that McCree is being renamed in Overwatch?
Yes.
And do we know why McCree is being renamed at all?
Did you watch episode 13 of the podcast? Wait, was it episode 13 or was it 12?
A few weeks. It was for a few weeks.
Yeah, so as you guys all know, anyone that was around a couple episodes ago, we kind of talked about the fact that Blizzard is going through some legal trouble and basically a lawsuit for sexual harassment and sexual misconduct in the workplace. As a basically secondary action to this, McCree, one of the characters in Overwatch, is being renamed because apparently McCree was named after one of the employees at Blizzard who is being accused of sexual misconduct. He's not the main guy named in the lawsuit, but he has been multiple times apparently. been accused of sexual misconduct in the workplace and was involved in the whole. I don't think we talked about the Cosby Suite, did we?
No, one correction for what you're saying. So he was the lead developer for Diablo 4. He helped somewhat on Overwatch, but not really. So he was there were never no direct allegations against him. All the things that stemmed from him were responses about the Cosby Suite for I don't remember his name. I think it's like Avaretti or something like that. He was the one who was like the host of the Cosby Suite, and Jesse McCree was the name of the software developer.
He was there, but are you
He
sure that he
promoted
didn't have
it.
anything? Yeah, but are you sure he didn't have a couple like complaints? I know he's not in the main lawsuit, but I do believe he did have some like sexual misconduct complaints in the
I
workplace.
did not.
Like
I don't
in the
know of
past.
any. I don't know of any direct sexual misconduct complaints that he had, but he was a participant of the Cosby Suite. I don't know if any allegations have come out against him, like per se. It's more so against the Avaretti or whatever the hell his name is person, and essentially he essentially allowed it to happen, and people who were and essentially Blizzard tried to remove themselves from anybody who was associated with the Cosby Suite. And obviously there was text messages that literally put and a picture that literally put Jesse McCree in the Cosby Suite.
Yeah,
So
I have to look, but I'm pretty sure one of the articles I read did say that he had some like prior.
it might be true. I just don't. Those are the only things that I personally know about. And the last story I heard about it, which was like a couple of days ago, didn't explicitly say anything about him being a part of the sexual misconduct, and focused on the original guy who was the like main person of the.
Yeah, the Afrasiabi, or however you say it, Alex
Yeah.
Afrasiabi or whoever.
Yeah,
However you say
him.
his name. If I'm saying that wrong, I don't even care if I'm saying it wrong.
Bro, you know what? Fuck him anyway. Regardless, you know what?
Yeah.
That's the one. Like, I hate when people say people's names wrong because people say my name wrong all the fucking time. But in this situation, fuck that guy. Right, absolutely.
Respect, so however you say his name.
Yeah.
Shit. So anyway, essentially they're changing McCree's name to like not be associated with the Jesse McCree guy. And I just kind of wanted your guys' thoughts on the name change, if you think it's necessary, so on and so forth.
They're trying to disassociate, themselves with him. So,
So my question to you is, did anyone have any fucking idea that McCree was named after this guy, or that McCree was even named after anyone at Blizzard?
I did.
Yeah. Like fans of the game knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I generally think, like, the general population had no idea, and that this was honestly like them barking up the wrong tree because they're wasting. So this is how I view it. I think general populace before this whole thing, really, and like before the fact that they pointed out like any of this guy's names, had no idea who McCree was, and did not associate the character in the game McCree with anyone named Jesse McCree. Nor do I think that when your company is being sued for sexual misconduct in the workplace, should you be focusing on a video game character's name that has like a fringe relation to someone involved. Like, I don't know. That's how I view it. I don't mean that to come off insensitive. I just think there's more important fish to fry than saying, hey, we're making this like whole big thing about them changing the name of a fucking character. But again,
well, I also think that fans were also talking about it as well. So it's a community thing. Yeah, I don't think at the end of the day it's not killing anybody.
It's not killing anyone. I feel like it's misplaced energy, if that makes sense.
Well, right. They got a lot of energy to be placed in,
So the thing is, like, I agree, and I've known about like Jesse McCree being named after Jesse McCree. McCree. So his actual name is like legitimately Jesse McCree in the game, like Overwatch. Like he is completely named after him. But so here's the thing. Ferretti or whatever the fuck his name is, there are characters or guilds and other people named after people who are also accused of the allegation, and they're currently going through the process of changing the names for those people too. People and guilds and shit. I agree with Shaq that this is literally damage control and is, in my personal opinion, fucking stupid. Because Overwatch has been out for what, 5 years now, 5+ years, and even though like it's a fun like naming your characters after real life people is probably a bad thing, especially in this situation, because this isn't the first time like people have named their character after somebody and it ends up biting them in the ass because the character the person either ends up leaving or um some other shit happens and you're in a situation like now. So naming them after real life people, probably not the best idea. At least like a direct name after them. But in this situation, this probably isn't. So Jesse McCree as an Overwatch character has had a completely different storyline than Jesse McCree as the software engineer at Blizzard. Like, they do not stand for the same thing. And as, especially with how inclusive that Overwatch has been, like, literally, I can promise you in the world there's somebody else besides the software developer named Jesse McCree. And the fact that you're changing it because the person you originally named it after is a problem, I think it's kind of dumb because they do not represent the same thing anymore.
Well,
Like, and like I get what they're trying to do because originally it was named after him, so it's always going to be synonymous because there's still that like underlying connection. But at the same time, like if my name was Adolf, you're not gonna be like, you know what? This motherfucker is just like there's probably millions of Adolfs before Hitler. But that doesn't mean that now anybody named Adolf is just a shitty person.
but
So like
so I'm gonna say this, but anybody named Adolf is a shitty person, but you base your person off of that.
no, they didn't base. But wait, time out. No, that's not true.
They just gave him a name. He's not.
No, he's not based off. He's not based off of the software developer. They just thought Jesse McCree's name was a cool name for a cowboy. That is the only reason they gave him that name.
I wasn't trying to say he was based. I'm just talking about the name. Like, okay, yeah, your name's cool, bro. Blah blah blah. But if someone had in particular your mind, like I named my person Shaq. Oh, Shaq. I thought that'd be a pretty cool name for this individual, you know. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is they're like, this guy was kind of shit, and I don't think we should do him any justice by letting him have this name on this character.
But so my question is so all the things they're doing, rechanging it. What's better? Changing the policies to protect women or changing the name of like 4 characters? And what they're focusing on is changing the name of 4 characters.
Exactly. I think that's been my biggest issue is like instead of just like coming out and saying, "Hey, like listen, we have had this issue in the workplace. Clearly, we have been fostering a poor work environment, and these are the changes that we're going to fix it." Instead, they kind of like shy away from it and be like, "Oh yeah, those guys don't work anymore, so everything's cool, and we're going to change these characters' names." Which honestly, at the end of the day, no one really gives a shit about, bro. No one's really going to stop playing as McCree because some guy was in a Bill Cosby suite.
Incorrect, because people on Twitter are fucking stupid.
People on Twitter are gonna say shit, bro. That's Twitter. People are fake mad on Twitter. Twitter's not a real place, so I don't really consider.
Well, Twitter's not a real place to you. Twitter is a real place to other people who are fucking stupid.
Twitter's genuinely not a real place. It's not even just to me. People say a bunch of shit on Twitter that they don't live by. Twitter is literally a website that people go to lie on. I don't listen to Twitter.
But I wasn't debating that there wasn't a smoke screen, because it definitely is. They're just trying to, for them, they're literally just trying to say we're doing something, but it is bullshit. That's the overlying thing. But whatever.
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. And like I said, I think it's misplaced energy. I mean, like I said, I might be being insensitive. I feel for all the victims, and these people shouldn't be there anymore. I just want Blizzard to actually work on their work environment. Actionable items, as I would call them, is I think the important thing here. But yeah. Anything else on the whole McCree name change and the Blizzard nonsense? Not nonsense, but you know what I mean.
Nope.
Is Avery? Can you hear us?
He's a no as well. He's muted, so he don't got anything else to say.
All right. Cool. So moving on to that. On to a little bit more gaming stuff. Talk about Twitch, because I feel like we can't get away from Twitch. We're on their website. Twitch, we love you.
Twitch, we do not love you.
Y'all see whose page we on?
Twitch, I love you. I don't know who this guy is. I'm on your page and I like you, bro. You're on the website, bro.
I don't care. You're also my friend, and you say "fuck you, Avery."
I don't really say that. I feel like you say "fuck you, Shaq" more than I say "fuck you, Avery." I don't. I'm not a big F word user. I'm gonna be honest.
It depends. Among Us era, Shaq said "fuck you, Avery" at least 3 times a day.
Oh yeah, that's because I was trying to kill you in the game. Like in real life, I'm not a big F word user. I don't think. Like as far as like towards people.
True. I give you that.
But yeah. So basically, Twitch, Shaq loves you. Okay, Shaq loves you. As of late, Twitch has kind of seen a not really mass exodus, but semi-mass exodus of streamers, and quite a few big-time streamers leaving the platform, and a lot of them have been kind of going over to YouTube. As we've seen, you guys as viewers know that we've kind of talked about Twitch and like some of their issues multiple times over the last 15 streams or 14 streams before this one. So kind of just wanted to bring this topic up and see like what do you guys think? Why do you guys think that these people are leaving Twitch? I'd like to start with Jet, because I know Avery's gonna have a lot to say about it. So I just want to get Jet's opinion first.
True.
Yeah, he gonna talk for like 15 minutes straight without breathing. Let me get my 2 cents in. But no, we kind of covered this before. But if you can make a lot more money doing the exact same thing on another platform, why not do it? Like Twitch already basically rips a lot of people off from making any amount of money per commercial. The percentage of like that you get from that is nothing. It's even saying to like YouTube, it applies, but you at least making more money. And I also feel that YouTube is a lot more easy to access for regular people. For me, it's easier to get people to basically pull up on YouTube than Twitch. Just even talking to people on the street, I feel like more people would say that they know YouTube compared to Twitch. It's an easier platform for me, but that's all I have. So Avery can have his 20 minutes of talking.
Honestly,
you revved up, Abe?
So the thing is, honestly, what Chris just said is pretty much True. Like I don't really have anything to add. Like it's like the big thing is like Twitch is like a multi-billion person like viewership, while like or no, YouTube is a multi-billion person viewership, while like Twitch is like in the 100 millions or 100,000 or not thousands, but like tens of millions, hundreds of millions. Like the
Yeah.
disparity is like significantly lower, and also like visibility on Twitch is significantly worse than it is on YouTube. Um, so also targeting ads and all that stuff, and like ad revenue percentage and all that stuff is significantly better on YouTube than it is on Twitch. Like the biggest thing that Twitch has against YouTube is like for live streaming is that um Twitch has a better UI interface. Like with emotes, it's donations,
They give you stuff.
yeah, so things like that. Those are the things that like Twitch has against YouTube, but YouTube is investing in that stuff. So in like the next 6 months to a year, YouTube will catch up because YouTube like literally has more money than Twitch.
I mean, YouTube is Google, so I mean, whatever they put their money behind it, they're going to be able to do whatever
Exactly.
they want. You know what I mean? So
So yeah, so they will solve that problem. So that's not so like to me it's just like YouTube is trying to like YouTube is trying to essentially say like, well, now like the reason why they left. So like Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, who are like two of the biggest fucking Twitch
I think,
streamers.
yeah, I think Ray left too, right?
Ray left like a year or two ago.
No,
Like
Valkyrie?
yeah.
Nah, bro, she was still streaming on Twitch like this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I follow her on Twitch and was watching her Twitch streams.
Bro, she don't
She
even
her
have a
channel's
Twitch.
still on Twitch.
She don't even have a Twitch account anymore. If you literally go and look up
Bro,
Valkyrie right now, it shows up Saikuno.
I promise you, during the whole like Among Us thing, like she was still on Twitch.
Bro, that was the last time.
Promise you. You just said she left like 2 years ago.
I said like a year or two ago.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Irrelevant, sure.
Either way, she no, it had to have been last year because she won female streamer of the year, and at that point she was already on YouTube. But not important. But yeah, so yeah, they're taking big names and they're trying to make themselves more accessible to live streaming, which they're slowly doing, and I feel like that's the end game. They're trying to become the monopoly that they used to be, and I think at some point, unless Twitch figures out how to fix their underlying problems, that's probably gonna happen. That's all I really got. Like I said, Chris pretty much said all of it already.
Yeah.
This man said it's only gonna still managed to talk for 10 minutes, Chris.
But,
I only talked for like
yeah.
you know what, fine.
Chris saw it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Cool. So everyone's going over there for money.
Yeah.
Listen, it's much easier for me to much more like for me to log on to YouTube, so I'm cool with it.
But it's
Yeah.
easier for everybody to log on to YouTube. Like 90% of the time, all of us are like, if we're like trying to watch shit online,
It's on YouTube.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, bro. It's so
100%.
much easier to
100%.
navigate.
So like,
Yeah.
I don't. That's why it's just like, because Twitch is like, unfortunately, like Twitch is a very small community.
Yeah, it's a very focused thing. Like whereas YouTube, like you can go on YouTube for anything, so it's
Pretty
just
much.
more traffic.
Yeah, like literally, I could go on there tomorrow to like find a cooking recipe, or I could go on there tomorrow to learn how to fucking edit a video. I can't do that on Twitch.
That's very
And
true.
And well, I mean, you can, but trying to find that kind of content isn't the same. Because after 14 days, that shit don't exist no more. Unless you're a partner, then it exists for 60 days, and then that shit don't exist no more.
And that's so dumb to me still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's dumb. Also, yeah, YouTube has better pricing averages.
All right. Want to move on to Maderna girl being arrested in Hawaii.
So I actually don't know this one, and I forgot to look it up.
All right. So trust me, I can tell you. So this couple, first of all, would you like to? Okay, let me tell you the story, then I'll have you guess. So this couple, of 43 and 31 years old, decided that they and their two kids were going to travel to Hawaii for a family vacation. And of course, they decided they didn't want to get vaccinated. So they faked vaccination. They faked vaccination cards for themselves and their kids. Now,
by the way, Hawaii is very strict on their laws.
Well aware.
Go ahead, Shaq. Go ahead, Shaq. I'm sorry.
So, one, their kids were born in 2016 and 2017, which makes them 5 and 4, essentially, respectively. They had fake vaccination cards for the kids who are below the age to be able to be vaccinated. So that's number one. Two, they spelled Moderna wrong on their vaccination card. So instead of MOD, it was MAD. So it was Moderna. And they didn't even try and switch up the handwriting between the two different shots. That shit was so embarrassing. So the main reason they got caught was because they tried to hand vaccination cards over for their children. And they were like, why do you have vaccination cards for a 5-year-old? And then that's when they looked at their card more in depth and they were like, this isn't even spelled right. So they're getting fined $8,000. They were arrested, and now I think they're just being fined
released on bail.
What's up?
Say released on bail or just being fined?
No, well, it says they were arrested and cited $8,000. So it sounds like they're not going to get charged with
released.
It. Yeah. But would you like to guess where they're from?
Are they from? Lucky guess number one, Florida.
Florida, man. From fucking Miami Beach, bro. This shit is so embarrassing, dog.
From Miami Beach, bro.
We just can't go anywhere,
man. It's funny to me that people will legit be like, "There's no what, bro. I know this isn't right, so I'm gonna do this instead of getting the shot." Like, bro, you could have saved yourself money by getting the free shot.
That shit is so sad. I'm gonna send you you guys the picture of the thing.
Bro, they should have just shipped them off on a boat back to Florida.
That's weak, bro. Like, dang, you going out bad, bro.
They should have just shipped them off on a boat.
Actually, so I apologize. These are actually two separate instances. The one with the family of 4 and the one with the girl misspelling her stuff is two separate instances. This one was a 24-year-old from Illinois that misspelled it Moderna.
If it makes you feel any better, I was gonna say Ohio, and I'm just like,
but they were both going to Hawaii, so Hawaii is just getting all these people trying to slide there.
So at least one of them I would have been close.
I'm dropping the link so you can see a picture in the general chat of the misspelling.
So we can go see stupid and stupider.
No, super stupid. I mean, first of all, you have two different providers' names on there, and the handwriting looks exactly the same. Like you ain't even tried to switch it up at all. But anyway,
man, I love stupid people.
But just stay home. Like if it's that serious. Anyway,
Anyways,
no, they gotta protect their. Never mind. America's stupid. Anyways,
that's all I had for Moderna. Nothing crazy. But yeah, people are now, buying fake vaccination cards because why do that as opposed to getting a free vaccine? Who
Yeah,
knows?
like
It is
that
what it is.
literally makes you sick for like 7 minutes and then you're good to go for forever.
Listen, I can't reason with people anymore, so.
I can never. Well, I just yell at people into the vacuum of space, and people don't listen to me.
Yeah, I don't
You
know about
talk
that.
so much, bro.
But all of it's important. Well, 82% of it's important.
82%. So that's the first 2 minutes of you talking out of 10.
I don't think that counts as 82%, but
Yeah, I think
sure,
that would be
whatever.
20%.
Right,
It
thank you.
I'm not a math person, so don't quote me.
I wasn't doing correct math on purpose.
I was gonna say, like, quick math tells me that's wrong.
Yeah. That's what
Well,
it is.
anyways, yeah.
One more topic before we get to our favorite segment of the show.
Chris's favorite segment of the show.
So we all know Logan Paul, a popular YouTuber, podcast. I don't know what this guy does. YouTube podcast. He does it all.
He
Whatever.
vlogs.
Amateur boxer. Famous rich guy that does a bunch of shit now. So he was at his brother Jake Paul's fight the other day, against Tyron Woodley or whoever he was fighting, and some guy ran up on him backstage. I didn't even watch it. Some guy ran up on him backstage, and basically told Logan Paul that he's a fellow TikToker who has $100,000 a year job, which he quit to come out here to sneak into this venue, basically to beg Logan Paul for a job. Now, Logan Paul proceeds to ask the guy, like, well, do you think you have what it takes? And the guy literally said, I don't. So Logan Paul was like, why would I give you a job then? And essentially, Logan Paul proceeded to basically tell this gentleman that, hey, listen, my circle's tight. I'm not hiring anyone. I don't have a job for you. I suggest you continue like making content and working hard with your friends. Like, good on you for quitting your job, but now you have to get active and like actually get after it. Now, instead of actually getting active and getting after it, after this guy thought he was just going to go beg a millionaire for a job and got turned down, he decided to get on TikTok and cry about it, which was a little odd to me. But yeah, I don't know. Did you guys see that? What were your thoughts there?
I'll let Chris go because I know he's gonna rant later. I got a rant for this one.
Go ahead, bro.
I was debating if I wanted to talk about this or not because I didn't want to give this human being clout because it's fucking stupid.
I think he has like a decent Twitch following or TikTok rather. So
yeah, and it probably
we don't have to say his name, so it's not really gonna. Well, I guess people go.
bro, I don't even know his name anyway. So like the biggest problem, there's like multiple problems. Is like one is reeks of privilege, and I fucking hate it. Like the man's 22, has a like 100K job, and you just like, you know what? I'm just gonna risk it all for the biscuit and do the dumbest shit I can do possible. And honestly, I think if this was not a stunt, I think Jake Paul handled this like amazingly. And
Logan Paul.
sure, whichever one it was. What Logan actually handled it very amazingly, and
it also wasn't a stunt. Like the guy actually had to go get his job back. He was a welder, and he actually had to go ask for his job back, and he did end up getting his job back as a welder. But
that's stupid. They shouldn't have hired him back.
Well, they probably need him.
True, but yeah, no, it was stupid for multiple reasons, but like to me, like seeing that, like, and like apparently now he's doing like fine because like he's like gained like hella followers on TikTok,
Oh, of course,
and
he
even got like he got his shirt printed. And it was like, I just want a job, and like him saying it to Logan Paul or something, and like with Logan Paul's face on it or something, like some stupid shit like that. And like to me, I'm just like, bro, don't run up on people like expecting handouts when you don't even do the basic shit.
Yeah,
And
I think that's the biggest thing is like you're just like running up and expecting that hey, because this guy is like famous and has money, like he should just give you a job. Like
bruh,
Logan Paul's like 4 years older than this guy. Like
bruh. And
he
Logan
doesn't owe
Paul
you shit.
he was actually right for once, bro. He was like, yeah, bro, like, nah. Like,
I don't know you. Why the fuck would I hire you?
bro, not only that, the
exactly.
craziest thing is like when he says like, bro, I'm a fuck up too. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
you know what? I was like, bro, you are, but also same.
Yeah, because that was like the first thing is the kid asked him to be his mentor, and he's like, I can't mentor anybody. Like,
Bro,
I don't
I
need a
need
mentor.
one. Yeah.
Like, asking someone that's 4 years older than you to mentor you is kind of wild to me. Off rip, just because he has a bunch of money, I'm like, fam, like this guy's been in so much trouble over the last couple of years. Like, what? I don't know. The whole
Bro,
thing's
he's
weird.
barely he's barely afloat, bro. Like if it wasn't for boxing, it would probably
No,
be
no,
bad
no.
right now.
No, you're talking about Jake Paul. Logan Paul is the other one. He's the one that went into the suicide forest and was like recording a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He's actually been pretty low recently, like kind of just like chilling. He does mostly podcasting and shit now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like if it wasn't for boxing, because when he boxed fucking Floyd Mayweather.
No, he was fine before that, honestly.
I mean, but I'm just saying, like in just
to be 100% honest, like I don't. I'm not a fan of the Paul brothers, but I think Logan's like over the last couple of years, honestly, like worked on himself as like a person just from like watching him.
he's better than Jake. I will agree with that.
Jake's just a troll. Is really all he is.
Jake's an idiot.
But at the end of the day, I don't think either of them are bad people. I think they just came into a lot of money at a young age and did some dumb shit.
Each one of them has a persona that they're trying to like hold on to, and like Logan has become more humble about it, but Jake is just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be the young dumb brother. So, but I mean that's
even like the fighting shit. Like I like some of the stuff Jake Paul actually like stands for, like as far as like the boxing scene. But neither here nor there. But going all this besides the point. Going back to what we're talking about with this kid from wherever he's from is like
Ohio.
Like it reeks of privilege, bro. Like you can't just like go out somewhere and be like, oh well, I'm gonna make this YouTube video and he's gonna just give me a job because. That's not how the world works, bro. You got to put the footwork in. Like regardless of what you think about the Paul brothers, they put the footwork in, man. Like they started back in like 2015 and they worked to get to where they are. You don't just get to go get a handout from them just because you think you for some reason deserve it. And like also like the whole fucking crying about it afterwards, like that's even weirder to me because like anytime someone puts a camera in their face and cries, I think it's staged and weird, and I don't think it should be a thing.
Damn. You think if I
most
cried
times
on,
I should say.
You think
most times I should say.
You think I cried on camera? You think that should be fake?
Bro, I tell you, shut that shit up. No, I mean like there's some genuine things, but like crying because someone didn't give you a job just that because you wanted because you for some reason felt like you deserved it without actually putting any work in doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like if this is something where like we're talking, okay, this kid like went to med school, worked his ass off, went to residency, and applied for a job he thought he got and just couldn't get it. Different story, but this guy just woke up, decided to quit his job, and drive across the country and
sneak in, and then got told.
And that's the other thing. It's like, fam, if I'm Logan Paul, I'm looking at you like, bro, you couldn't even pay for this event. Like you just told me you make $100K a year. You couldn't even pay for boxing tickets, bro.
Bruh, couldn't pay
and you
for
want a job,
bruh, and you quit a job to ask me for a job. Bro, you got to quit, bruh.
Yeah, that was wild to me. I don't know what this kid was thinking, honestly.
The thing that pissed me off the most is like, he was like, man, I'm 24 or I'm 22, and like I quit my job, and like I'm just trying to make it in this world. And I was like, bro, like, do you have any friends? He's like, no, I don't have any friends. I was like,
he must not have friends, bro. Because there's not. Friends would have told him that he was dumb as shit for doing what he was about to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They told him he was dumb as shit, and he was like, you know what? You guys aren't my friends. Like, once again, privilege. Like, ain't no way that somebody is gonna be on TikTok and you're gonna tell me that motherfucker doesn't have any friends. Like, get the fuck out my face. I have one friend. Like, I am a horrible person, and for some reason, y'all shit still fucking are my friends.
Yeah, it's weird. And then I don't know if you guys saw. So like after his crying video, he posted another video basically asking Logan Paul if he could come on his podcast after he had literally just got turned down from a job. This whole shit's weird, bro. Like,
Bro, it has to be bait, and this is why I was debating like talking about this because like I really don't want to give this shithead clout because like it's fucking stupid.
yeah, this it's weird to me, bro. It's weird behavior. But it's you know the sad thing is it's gonna work. Like you said, he already got.
No, it's going to because everybody's talking about it. Like literally everybody and their mother is fucking talking about how like, oh, this isn't how you come up and ask for a job. Oh, this person out here saying he quit his 100K job to do XYZ. Like it's all over YouTube. Well, it was. It's old news now because the new news is Nickelodeon and them boys got wave dashing. Side note, more importantly, did you know them boys got wave dashing Nickelodeon? That shit crazy. Also, Cat Doll looks like actual bananas.
Bro, you the only one that was paying attention to that right now.
Bro, I haven't watched anything about it.
Bro, that's more important than this stupid ass dumb. Never mind. Anyways, dumb people do dumb things.
Yeah, let's wrap up about this kid because the whole shit was stupid, bro. I don't even like.
I agree with Shaq.
His parents should slap him, honestly, for quitting $100,000 job to go beg a kid 4 years older than you for a job.
Mm-hmm.
He basically quit $100,000 job because he wanted to go like intern for Logan Paul. That's some fucking stupid shit, bro. I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's move off that because that's just gonna get me angry.
Bro, that's why I started talking about Nickelodeon. Them boys got wave dashing. That shit was tight.
But yeah, so let's move on to our favorite subject of the evening. Who wants to take over for the shitty human being of the week?
Bruh, do we do one or do we do two?
Bro, do them both. Why not?
Yeah. We got time to kill. I don't have to be able to
It's past Shaq's bedtime, but you know he can stay it for another hour.
Good.
So
we don't have to make it an hour, but
you know what? Okay, sorry. 45 minutes.
I'm gonna focus my energy this time. I'm not gonna go off for 45. Maybe 25. But let's start. I guess I'll go in chronological. I can't even say
chronological order.
Woo! I did it, y'all. I said it. But I know I sent y'all the little article at first. But for you, if you guys don't know, I'm from Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, where I grew up. And around there, you know, things a little different. And the police force isn't, you know, it's a little different from like probably where you're from. But where I'm from, they don't like people like me a lot of times, depending. And I've had a few run-ins like that. But basically, over the past few years, been having a lot of just drawn-out conversations with you know, some people that just, you know, don't think cops are bad. All cops are good. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally your friend, right? Like, yeah. Why won't you listen to me? Like, this is what happened to me in my real life. Like, and for real, like I'm looking at you today. This is what happened to me. And, you know, people never get it. They never get it. So, like, in this instance, it's one of those things I send to those people. Ex-sheriff resigned his state position after a KKK costume photo resurfaced on him. Woo! So originally, this is in Cherokee, Georgia. Originally, this happened in 2012. It kind of popped up on him, and basically he was the sheriff then. And then now he was part of like their what they call it. Give me a second. Basically, he was still in the force, basically. And this kind of popped up on him again, and he basically left that position. But basically, he said it was a costume of him and his friend at a Halloween party in his 20s. I'm like, okay. And he said, oh yeah, it was from it was Blazing Saddles. I'm like, okay. And y'all thought that was cool. Because when you look at the picture of him and his friend, yeah, they're definitely in their little, there's some costumes. And it's still a very bold thing to do, And when you see things like that, it makes you question the people that
Bro,
appoint in positions, the
I'd
people you
rather
sit
them
beside,
been.
and the stories that your friend tell you. Like, bro, listen to your friends when they talk about their real life, because you never know. You might have ran into this guy somewhere down the line. Be better than the people that don't listen to your friends, because you could help someone out one day. That's why I date Ryan, because she's my safety. Lock comes up, I throw her at them. So that's my safety place.
Bro,
That's
Ryan's your
city person
Karibo.
number 1. City person number 2. This one was the kicker for me, because this one hit home, and it was really something that happened a long time ago that led into this past week. Again, it's like, overall moral of this is listen to your friends and actually consider what's going on with them. So a girlfriend, she's a little bit younger than me, and this said friend is a little bit younger than her. But she was basically dating this guy. He's an athlete, was going to D1 school for football. And basically she was saying, yeah, he was abusive. She actually had like her own like case against him. Like, if she wanted to, she could have took it to court, but she, I think they had pressed some kind of charges just to keep it away. But the town where she's from is small, so if something like that happens, people not gonna believe you because you a girl and he's the D1 prospect. So that's the way this kid's been getting treated, for years. But good thing she moved on, learned better, stay away from that. Lo and behold, last week, Ryan gets a text message, and it's a mugshot of this kid in Nashville, bro. This man basically got arrested for. Well, let me just tell you a story. He basically forced his way into this girl's apartment and basically held her there until she escaped and called the police. He stayed there in her apartment and until the police came and got him. But basically, he's a rapist. He's been hurting girls. He forced, as the police also said, he forced his way into this girl's apartment because of the door was forcibly opened. And and of course he stayed there. She ran off, but they found him very intoxicated and they arrested him. Fast forward, as he gets out of jail, they basically have the whole stories, typed out on, in the paper, on some newspapers and stuff like that. And the girl herself is building a case against this kid. Why in the world? Actually, I already said it. If you're familiar with 13 Reasons Why, this is I think, 2 or whatever, season 2, Bryce Walker effect of basically, the parents of the kid and his family is like, no, our son would never do this. This girl is lying and is trying to get attention. I'm like, bro, you have a line of people, like a list of girls, and like I said, I know one, of basically saying, yo, this kid has beat me, this kid has hurt me. He basically broke into my apartment after I told him no. Like the girl literally told him, no, I don't want to see you tonight. I don't want you over here. And man just broke into her apartment at 2 a.m. I don't understand how you can defend that behavior. I don't understand how that behavior is acceptable. I don't know how you can be like, yo, this is the stuff that's going against my son, but it's all right. I'm gonna have your back. No, bro. What? So you okay with that? So if something happens to your daughter like that, you'll be okay with that because that's somebody else's son and their son didn't do anything wrong. That's people like that are just disgusting. And
It's not even that
every bruh,
it's
everybody that's like that, bro, is born of a Karen, bro.
but it's not just the fact that it's disgusting. It's the fact that like it's particularly like in this case is that like this guy's like had known like predatory behavior, and I feel like the fact that he's
Good
and like
at
we've seen a
football.
lot, the fact that he's a like good football player, things like that, like he just gets to like skirt around things because like people like him, and I hate shit like that. It's like I don't give a fuck what you're good at. I don't give a shit that you're good at blocking someone or catching a football. Like you're a bad person,
So wait,
Bro, but
and I hate situations like that.
question: Do
and
you
and
still listen to
and
R.
that's
Kelly
what
though?
I kind of talked to the girl about. I was like, bro, like honestly, living in Gainesville, at times that we did, I saw a lot of football players get away with that shit. A lot of dumb shit and a lot of serious shit. And it's sad that a lot of people will just bat the eye and let that shit happen, or don't believe them. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things to me. It's like people just assume like, oh, you're a football player, like he's a good person, or like I don't know if you guys remember with like that whole like the Stanford swimmer kid
Yeah, bro.
that raped the girl. Like
Bro,
the judge basically was like, well, we don't want to give him too much time because he has a bright future. I'm like, no, he fucking ruined his future when he raped a girl. I don't give a shit about his future.
yeah,
Exactly.
Like, so I don't like that
Exactly.
shouldn't factor in. And I hate that they get passes because of that stuff. You know what I mean?
bro,
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
that's because they look
And it's
innocent.
ridiculous. And at the end of the day, I hope justice is served.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, folks need to be locked up, man. Um,
So, well,
Fuck them.
yeah, I don't really have anything to say about the KKK guy. I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Think about what you wear as a costume, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that.
so
Yeah, like
there's a
we know what's
couple
right, we know
things.
what's wrong, bro. You telling me that you did it when you're 20 doesn't change anything for me. Yeah, you knew what was
Bruh.
right and wrong at 20 years old. That's not an excuse. So I don't. That's anyway. That's wild. But yeah, that's all I got, bro. I mean, just not surprised. It is what it is at this point.
It is what it is. Welcome to Georgia, y'all.
Yep.
Bro,
I was just there.
so
Bro.
Speaking of Georgia, bro, I was just in Georgia Highway Patrol is the
Bro.
bro. They be out there.
Brett,
bro,
I'll be
They,
telling my girlfriend and people, I say, look, they'll be sitting on top of the bridge that's down
okay.
the street
Wait,
under the
wait.
tree.
yep, that's exactly how it was, bro. They was one guy, like, I mean, one of, because like going through, we saw like at least like
Okay.
we're going through like the skinny part of Georgia. Like we're all on the east side, so like we are only in Georgia for maybe like 2 hours. Kid you not, I saw at least like 30 highway patrolmen.
Bro,
And like
Georgia
there
is
were a
like
couple
one of
exits.
the.
There were a couple exits where they were doing that. Like they just had someone sitting on the exit ramp running radar, or like the overpass running radar, and there was a cop down the road pulling people over. I'm just like, that shit is so trash.
Bro, Georgia cops are probably some of the worst. Like honestly, and like, uh, even like without you saying like the shit about Georgia, like when you're saying like stuff about like, oh yeah, like I be telling my friends about situations like XYZ, like bro, literally at UF, I've literally been asked by a cop after I was assaulted, yo, you go to school? You belong here? Like, how the fuck are you asking me that after somebody assaulted me?
Yeah.
Like, you think, like, in what world do you think that's, like, the response you give? And, like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, people, like, say, like, yo, that, like, that shit don't exist. I was like, bro, no, it does exist. And, like, people are just blind to it. Like, people out here with the same privilege as little old dude who asked Logan Paul for a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let,
the second
let
guy
me
is a piece of
call on,
shit.
bruh. It's the same people that I saw on Twitter that be like, bro, the KKK not real. Ain't nobody in the world today see the KKK. I'm like, bro, shut up talking, bro.
Bro, this is because they don't fucking announce themselves anymore. They don't, yeah, because like they understand the negative connotation of it. They change it to make themselves sound like a thing that is not what they are. Like, instead of saying that, you know, we're racist, they're gonna say is like, we're trying to protect our traditions and our way of life. That's how they get you. That's how they tell you they're racist without actually being racist. Like, there are nuances to this shit. Like, you think they're really fucking stupid? Like, are you that dumb to believe it's like, oh, well, they didn't say they're racist, so they can't be racist. No. They still discriminate against people based off their color of their skin. The only difference is, like, now they say things and believe things and project themselves in a way that doesn't allow you, as an impressionable idiot, to understand what really is happening. So, yeah, no. Dumb people are listen to dumb things. Long story short. Also, don't be racist. Also, don't abuse women. Or anybody, honestly.
Oh, I got one last thing. I think was it the district or state? I think one of the attorneys for the Ahmad. I mean
Yeah,
the Ahmad Arbery.
she got
Yeah,
arrested for covering it
bro.
up.
And she deserved it. She was trash.
Trash human being. Trash human being.
Yeah, agree
Yeah,
with that.
it's the world we live in, man, and I wish people would stop acting like it's not. I think that's my biggest issue.
Hey,
It's like
Georgia.
just stop pretending like this isn't the world we live in.
No, so, okay. Baby rant. I really fucking hate when people, like, I mean, this is kind of like what the Chris was saying. It's like, I don't see it, so it can't be true, blah, 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 blah. Like, people, when they say it's like, wow, you live in this country, and then you see this country fucking, having to go through this, that, and the third, and you complain about our country, so why don't you fucking leave? Like, it's like, bro, that's like literally saying, it's like, you know what? Since Flint, Michigan has fucking, you know, destroyed pipes that are causing lead to be gone, to be like present in lead and mercury to be present in their tap water. You know what? Why are they complaining about that when, people in Madagascar are having to deal with anacondas, pulling up in their huts and strangling them while they're dead? Why are you complaining when you have it so good? Your kids will only die in 12 years instead of, dying when they're like 3 because an anaconda came and ate them.
Bro, that's one of my biggest pet peeves
I
about, and
fucking hate that shit.
just this country in general is when people say, "Oh well, why don't you just leave?" Like, because you have it so good here, and I'm like, listen, I obviously love America. I live here. Ultimately I'm like from here. You know what I mean? I'm a citizen and all this.
Well,
Love it here.
mhm.
But I hate when like the fact that it's also like along the lines of like the whole police thing. People like, oh well, we have the best police system or the best military. Well, I'm like, I understand that,
We have
but
the no,
me
that's wrong.
criticizing it. Hold
That's
on,
wrong. Okay,
hold on.
sure.
Me criticizing something, it's just irrelevant whether it's wrong or not. This is just what people say. Me
Mm-hmm.
criticizing something does not mean that like I just need to leave. And that's one of the biggest problems with the US is like they can't be wrong. And it's like, fam, just because I'm criticizing something doesn't mean it's bad. I just want it to be better. Like at the end of the day, yes, the US is one of the best countries in the world to live in. Fine. Perfectly fine with that. Me saying something isn't right doesn't mean like it automatically I'm saying America's the worst place ever. I'm just saying, hey, this can be better. Like you want improvement, you want progress. And like the second you criticize anything here, you're the
Why
enemy,
don't
you need
fucking
to
just
leave.
leave?
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, that's not a response.
Yep.
That shit always pisses me off. Always.
Bro, I'm gonna have to show y'all this conversation that one of my ex friends was having on one of my friends' Facebook pages.
Are you saying this now, or
Uh,
am I about to?
I'm gonna send it to y'all, bro.
Okay, well then, in terms of what Shaq just said, is like it's fucking stupid, and I hate that shit when people say that because it's literally just like expecting like just because you think like obviously all of us live here and we have freedoms that a lot of places do not have. I understand that and I'm very appreciative of them. However, there are things that still can happen to us that are unjust and go against what this country is supposed to stand for. And by voicing that opinion does not mean that we're ungrateful. That means that we expect better of our country. The same way that if 99% of like if you're in a fucking class and your teacher decides at some point, you know what? Like or not decides, but accidentally misgrades your paper and everybody else's paper is correct, are you gonna expect? Are you gonna tell them, you know what? They got 90% of it. My grade, who the fuck cares? Like, no, you're gonna be upset about your grade being off because of something that they've messed up. Like that does not like saying that a place is better than somewhere else does not invalidate an argument. It's the same thing like when saying is like, well, healthcare is bullshit in our country. It is. It very much so is compared to other countries that have a better healthcare system. Does that mean like it like our healthcare system is complete ass? No. Is it very overpriced? Absolutely. And are there problems with it? Absolutely. Are there problems with the police system? Yes, it is not, and also it's not the best in the world. Never has been, never will be. Especially because it's rooted in fucking systematic racism, but that's a whole different problem. Also, our military actually is probably the best in the world. I can't even say anything. We spend too much money on that shit to not be. If it isn't, then we're kind of fucked. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. So like people who say that shit, they're just like, whoa, Afghanistan has people fucking clinging on to the outside of fucking airplanes to leave the country when, you're sitting in your cozy ass house, doing nothing. And I'm just like, and you know what? If a cop said tomorrow that they want to raid my house with no warrant, they still could. They could kill everybody in my house and not have any repercussions for it. Now, I don't know if to you that sounds kind of fucked up, but to me it does. Regardless of whether I did anything wrong or not, which I promise you I didn't. So, regardless of whether something is people who live off deflection. I'm just, I'm not gonna be nice. People who live off of deflection are fucking idiots. And they literally choose to believe something because they don't understand it, because once again, that's still that same dumbass privilege that we were talking about earlier. You choose to believe that, just because your life is going great means that everybody else should have the same perspective as you. And that's like, well, it's not like dumb, it's actually just dumb.
Bruh. It's legit like the tweet that Shaq had retweeted earlier. The lady was talking about she's fat phobic. I was like, what? She's like, yo, there ain't no excuses for you to be fat. I was like, bro. And she started going off about this, and even had like a whole thread about this. I'm like, bro, you sound crazy right now. Talking about,
She looked like Drake's on the face, bro. I wasn't paying attention to her.
bro, I was cracking that, bro. I was like, bro, I saw the puppet, so I had to see what she was talking about, and she deserves to be called the puppet, bro, because she was not speaking intelligent.
Yeah, it's I avoid talking to certain people. Avery, I'll tell you like a specific person when we're off air, but like there's certain people I just avoid talking to certain things about because I know like they're one of those people that just be like, "Well, just leave." And
Bro, I would literally call them and cuss them the fuck out, but
yeah, we'll talk up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, bro, that pisses me off. That's one of the things I hate like most about this country, and like I love it here, man. Like
I like America. I also
there's very few
understand
places I would
its
move
faults.
here, like away from here for. You know what I mean? No, you
Yeah.
have to understand its faults, and that's the biggest thing. Is like people that don't, they like just think this place is like perfect, and that like every other country is wrong, and like nowhere else does anything better than us. And I'm like, there's a lot of things a lot of countries do better than us, bro. Like
True.
if you actually just take 2 seconds and look,
Bro, as a person who has lived in another country, very true.
yeah. So it is what it is, bro. It's
But yeah, I don't know. I can't stand like people's mentality who think like, you know what, it's better than other places. Like that complacency bullshit is the worst. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
Also, don't be a sexual predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just respect women, bro. Like it's not hard at all.
Apparently for some dumbass people. But I mean, the and this is not an excuse. Like society has been built on a patriarchy for majority of most countries, and that needs to change. Like, there's a reason why suffrage was a thing, and even now, like the same way that minorities have a problem, women have a problem. It's just that it's a different problem. Like, for a black male like us, like walking down the street like by ourselves isn't a problem because because of the stereotype that, you know what, I don't know, he might be dangerous. Like, I literally have never had that problem in my life, and I was like, fuck, I'm drunk in the middle of New Orleans by myself and nobody messes with me. If I was a drunk female by myself, would have been a problem. You wouldn't have heard from me again. So, like, I don't know, like, we get away, like, I am happy that I was born a male because I get away with a lot of things that a female can't get away with, and it's unfortunate that females have to live in that perspective. So, yeah.
Well, bro, honestly, bro, growing up as a young black male, bro, it was still like taught upon me to be careful where I was at too, bro.
Bro, I
Like,
mean, I am, and I'm not disagreeing
but
that, like, we do, like, we still have
but
problems in general, but I'm
but for
saying, like,
those type of problems.
What
yeah,
he's saying is that
I'm saying,
he's saying it
Yeah,
shouldn't have to be like that. Like
correct.
yeah,
in a perfect society, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about the disparity between, so yes, there are, like I said, there are definitely disparities between minorities. I am not refuting that because we literally just talked about how people would be saying, like, you know, well, you have a problem with where you live, go home. Like, we all of us, literally all of us, well, us three, have gone through situations where we have been discriminated against, profiled, something, where we literally did nothing wrong and we were accused of it because of our skin color. Just being a black male in America made us questionable or guilty. Like, that is a thing, and I agree that that's bullshit. But in this specific situation, I was talking about how we still have some type of privilege. It's very minute, but the one thing is, like, if it's not a cop, people usually don't fuck with us because people consider us dangerous because of that same stereotype that um, the cops deem us as dangerous. So, like, there's some things we can get away with that females can't. And that's all I was saying.
yeah, I understand.
But yeah, so shout out to being a black man in America. But yeah, that's all I got. Because this literally, if we really wanted to talk about this would be an entire podcast by itself.
Bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we can avoid ever doing that. It's just negative energy
yeah.
that we don't need. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, we all know the reality. It's just
Yeah,
it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
I agree. But I would not change being black for the world. So
Yeah. You guys wanna wrap it up? I don't think we have too much else.
no, I think that's all I have to say about anything. Chris, you got anything else?
Oh. Hey, follow us on the Twitter for Decision 7. Soon it'll be updated to a different name, but it's Poor Decisions 7 on Twitter.
Or you could just look up "Don't Follow Shaq."
Hey.
But yeah. Thanks for everybody for joining. Sorry about the technical difficulties with you won't see on YouTube because editing. For me, follow Jed Kamikaze because he forgot to mention himself. On Twitch.
Everything.
Yeah, on everything. I have a Twitter, truth_ave, and a Twitch, truth55. Obviously, if you're here watching this live, you already probably know who I am. Also, I've been making videos lately, so check out the YouTube channel. It's neat, I think. At least I think it is. And fun story. I am currently working on a community event for subscribers. It's September, so it will be available to everybody who is sub to me. And the winner of the community event will get $90. So yeah, I'm halfway done with setting it up. Gonna try and do it before October, or I have to, deal with getting kicked out. But not important. Either way, yeah, guys. That's all I got.
All right, guys. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us back here in 2 weeks' time for episode 16.
Yeah. We love you all, and don't forget, be a kind human being to others.
You.
Okay, bye.